CSS Grid. CSS Grid gives you the flexibility to arrange elements in rows and columns, making it perfect for responsive design without having to use floats, position, or table-based layouts. CSS Grid is supported by all modern browsers. Grid elements. A grid layout consists of a parent element with one or more child elements. An HTML element becomes a grid container when its display property is set to grid. The vertical lines of grid items are called columns. The horizontal lines of grid items are called rows. The space between each column or rows are called gaps. You can adjust the gap size by using one of the gap properties, either column gap, or row gap. The gap property can also be used instead of using row gap and column gap because it is the shorthand property. The grid template columns property defines the number of columns in your grid layout, and it can define the width of each column. Grid template columns. If all the columns should have the same width, specify the width of all the elements to 40, and this should be done according to the number of elements you want. For 3, for 2, and for 4. The grid item will not display until the grid template column property is being specified. The grid template rows. The grid template rows define the height of each row. Grid template row. All the values of both grid template columns and grid template rows are space separated. You don't need to add any comma. Justify content property. The justify content property is used to align the whole grid inside the container. We have justify content, space between, space around, space evenly, start, and end. The align content property is used to vertically align the whole grid inside the container. The values of align content are the same with the values of justify content. The grid column properties defines on which column to place an item. You can define where the item will start and where the item will end. Like for example, this will make the child 1 start on column 1 and end before column 3. That is, it will have to span 2 columns. The grid row property defines on which row to place an item. You can define where the item will start and where the item will end. This makes child 1 start on row line 1 and end before row line 4. Grid area property. The grid area property can be used as a shorthand property for grid row start, grid column start, grid row end, and grid column end properties. This will make child 1 element start on row line 1 and column line 1 and end on row line 2 and before column line 4. The navbar element name. Item 5 will start on row line 3 and column line 1 and end on row line 6 and before column line 2. Lastly, the footer elements named item 12. We start on row line 6 and column line 1 and end on row line 6 and before column line 4. Observe how I have been using the word before. It is to make it easier for you to understand that this before is not the actual number. That is, it will end on row line 5. To make it easier, use the span value. Example, on item 5 we say span 3 instead of just writing 6. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more web design tips.